Okay, we're in the middle of Hanukkah now, and Hanukkah is a very special time. A lot of people have a lot of different ideas about Hanukkah. They assume that they say it's a minor holiday because it's rabbinical, and they say things like that, people only make a big deal about Hanukkah because it's close to the non-Jewish holidays that take place in December. This year it was earlier, of course. And really, this is a mistake. The essence of Chanukah can be summed up, perhaps, symbolically by the halachas of Chanukah. The laws of Chanukah teach that any wick and any oil, even those that cannot be used on Shabbos, to light the Shabbos candles could be used for the Chanukah candles. Similarly, another law is that the Hanukkah candles, although they have to be more than 3 handbreadths from the floor, more than a foot from the floor, it's ideal for them to be less than 10 handbreadths from the floor, less than 40 inches or so from the floor. So you could have them higher as 20 cubits, which is about 60 feet according to some opinions. But ideally, they should be low to the ground. The significance of this, that any oil, any wick could be used for Hanukkah, means that every Jew gets excited intrinsically of Hanukkah. Not simply because it's, close to other holidays of our neighbors. They should be well. But because of something intrinsic in Hanukkah. And what is that intrinsicity of Hanukkah? Is that the light of God comes down. The Talmud tells us that generally the Shekhinah, the divine presence, doesn't go lower than 10 handbreadths from the ground. But on Hanukkah it comes even lower. On Hanukkah it comes even to the lowest people like us who are so low that light comes down. And while we're sitting and looking at the Hanukkah candles, singing our hymns and reciting psalms, it's like we're in the temple, like we're back in the Beis Hamikdash. And really, that's a message that we can take for the whole year. Now, Hanukkah is a time of Hallel v'Hodah, of praise and thanksgiving. And we recite the entire Hallel every day. And many have the custom at the end of the service to recite Psalm 30, Mizmer Shir Chanukah Savayis LaDavid, a psalm, a song for the dedication of the house by David, which mentions the word Hanukkah. And that psalm, the Arizal instituted to recite before davening as well. We used to recite it before Baruch Shamar. Similarly, according to the Sephardic tradition, which is also adopted by Nusach Sfard, the Arizal also instituted to recite Psalm 67 before Baruch Shamar in the morning liturgy. And both of these psalms are Hanukkah psalms that we recite in addition to Psalm 91 that the Baal Shem Tov taught from the Ramban, way back in the Rishonim, to recite 7 times as we look at the candles. And other psalms, Psalm 33 and so forth. But these 2 psalms we say every day before davening. Why? Because before we can start our day, we have to bring that light of Hanukkah into our lives. It's not just during these 8 days, but the whole year long. Before we start to pray, we start off with this idea that the light of God comes down to the lowest levels, even to us, no matter what we are. Every oil, every wick can be lit up on Hanukkah, and in that merit of Hanukkah, the last holiday, as before we go into that dark winter, the last holiday before we went into the dark exile, the holiday where we bring light into the night and light up the darkness. That is something that we can bring with us all year long and live in the spirit of Hanukkah, which is not a minor holiday, just the opposite. Our sages say, Chavivim divrei sofer miyosim divrei raisa, that the words of the sages are more precious than the words of the Torah. Because the Torah is a gift that God gives us, and the rabbinical laws are a gift that we give to God. And so therefore, this is the message that message of light, that message of making the small things great. That little bit of oil can last for 8 days, 8 which is a number which is beyond nature. It's a supernatural number. Whatever little bit we have can last us and light up the whole night, and that we should be worthy soon to see that same light lit in the temple, and until then the light of Hanukkah will take us through, and even after that as well. May remain only.